Hello. Today we're going to go over exam groups. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to the Certiport website and you're going to log into your account. Once you're in your account, you're going to make sure that you're going to come up to the top and you're going to change your role to your organization administrator, or you can also actually use your organization member as well. Then you're going to come down to over here on exam groups, and we're going to click exam groups. Now, just a clarification, exam groups are a way of filtering your students from the rest of the group of your center. So if you're running a certification exam, you can create an exam group, which you can put whatever name you like. It will produce this type of a number, and your students will actually enter this number in when they're first starting their exam. When they do that, you will have the ability to get a report on only your students. So you don't necessarily have to see all of the students in the testing center, which is really valuable if you have, 5 or 6 teachers running certification exams. Everyone's going to have their own groups. So in order to create an exam group, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom of this page and click Add Exam Group. When I click on that button, it brings me to this page. Now, there is a teacher designation for roles as well. You can either put a teacher in or leave it blank. I'm going to leave it blank. And then in the name, I can put in any name that I will recognize for this particular class. So I could do class name, section, year, semester. I could put whatever type of information is relevant to me. Now, the other thing I can also do is I could put in a description here. So I could say, in this particular case, I'm going to say for demo purposes. And that's pretty much it. Those are the things that are going to be the big identifiers for you. The number of students. Now you can put in how many students you're going to have. So if you know you're going to have, 30 students, you might want to put in 32 as a buffer just in case you have a couple of extra. It will make a difference. It will limit how many students can use that exam code. So you'll need to put in the proper number that you're going to be using, or buffer it by going up, not down. The status is going to be active. We're going to leave that. Can the user print results? Yes, they can. We're going to leave that. Are we going to allow open enrollment? Now, this is where this number comes into play. So also, it will allow a student to use your exam group at a different testing center. So let's say a different department in your college or university is also running exams and your student couldn't go to that particular exam. They could run it with somebody else. So this just allows open enrollment, so it's up to you whether you want it. It's always defaulted to no, but if you wanted to change that just in case, you could say yes. And then down here, you're going to assign the exam. Now, assigning the exam has a couple of great features in it. When you assign the exam, when your student logs into the exam and take it, they will not be presented with the full list of exams. So they will only have one option, and that is the exam that you choose. So if I click, I'm going to choose Microsoft Office Specialist. It's going to be in English, and I'm going to choose the exam. So I'm going to choose Microsoft Excel 365 apps, the latest exam, for example. The student is only going to see this. The reason why that's valuable is because a lot of times the students will see the wrong year. So they might have chosen Excel 2019 or Excel 2016, right? And you want to make sure they've got the latest one. This will force them into that. So that's really handy. Then the next little section down here is proctors. So anyone could use this exam list from the proctor list, or you could use any associated proctor at all, or you could use an authorized proctor. It defaults to the proctor list, which is part of your center. So we usually just leave that. And then you'll notice down below, it'll actually display the particular proctor, which happens to be myself, which is CCI Customer Success. So now I'm the owner of the group. I can add additional users and say, let's say I'm share a class with another instructor. I could give them access by adding them. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm just going to click add, and now it's going to say find user. So I'm going to put in my name and I'll hit submit. It'll bring up Catherine Jones. I can see that's her. I'm going to click on that. And right now I've got her as a viewer, but let's say I want her to be able to change or edit this. I could put her as an editor. And now there's two people that have access to this exam group and can edit it at any time. All right, so now what I'm going to do once I've done that is I am going to update this, but what you'll notice is in the list, I skipped over this. It says exam group ID right here, but there's nothing listed. As soon as I update this, we're going to see a number right there. So I'm going to click the update button. And boom, now we have a number. So that is the number that you're going to give to your students. And your students are going to enter that number in when they're first starting their exam. And nothing will change for the students. The only thing that'll happen is that you'll be able to see the results of that particular exam group. So once I've done that, I'm going to click done. And now I'm here and I can see at the top of the list, I've got class name, section, year, semester. That is my exam group. It's the same exam code. If I want to go back in and edit it, I can click on that to edit it. And when I do that, you'll just see that you come right back to that exact same page. But right now, everything is grayed out. There's very few things that I can actually change, except for I can click on this button down below, which is the edit button. If I click on that, then it's going to update, and now I can edit everything again, which is great. So I'm going to click update and done, and I'll come back out. Now, what do you do from here? If you go over to the exam groups, you can come down to exam group reports. And in here, you've got a whole whackload of ways to view the reports. So this is where you can see what the names of the reports are, and it gives you a little bit of a description. And then you can, when you click show selected, it'll actually bring up a report for you. Now, because we haven't used this particular one, there's going to be nothing to show in here. But I just wanted you to be able to see that you can create a report in here. The other thing you can do is you can do a specific date range for the reports as well. So if you want to narrow it down as well, you can do that. All right, so that gives you a little bit of an overview of the report. And just to remind you that there is going to be no difference to the student when they put in that exam group ID right before their exam. So it's not going to have any bearing on the student. The only thing it does is it filters it in the Certiport testing center so that you can find those students easily and you don't have to comb through hundreds of students trying to find the scores for your particular students. All right, so that's it. Hopefully that helps clarify. Thank you so much.